Okay, let's go. This model I like to talk about. Are you familiar with the Johari Window? It's actually 40-some years old, put together by two guys named Joe and Harry. Now, Joe and Harry were both therapists, and they were working to find a model on how people could be successful, especially when it came to dynamics between folks, the relationship within the team. So I first found this in graduate school back in the late 60s. And now I'm going to show it to you because I think today it's just as relevant, if not more relevant. And it's going to set the basis for the skills we need to practice to get people to come along, the most important preposition in the world, if you're a good coach, to get people to come along with me. That's not going to get them to come with me. You're going to get the passive aggressive, oh, great idea, boss. And that is not what you want. Okay. So here we go. Let's fill it in. You can fill in your manuals. This horizontal line here represents knowledge that I have about myself. So on the left side, would you write down things I know, just I know? And on the right side, things I don't know. Now they called it the Johari Window because what they wanted to do was, quote unquote, open up the window. So if I open up the window, then the I know line is the biggest part of the line. Okay? Now let's take the vertical line. This line's about you, up here. You know, and down here, you don't know. Okay? So up here, things that you know, and I want to open that window up so you know. So, because if you don't know, that's going to make it tougher. Now let's put them together. Let's go to the upper left-hand corner. I know, you know. By the way, the two gentlemen who put this together said, here's where successful relationships happen. I'm going to take the liberty to add one word to the research after 40-some years. Here's where all successful relationships happen, work or non-work. And this is simply called the public self. Isn't it relatively easy to work with somebody when you have the exact same information that I have, we both have the same information base, and I come to you to work it out? Pretty easy, we're going to get to some kind of agreed to position. Well, let me change now. So let's say I know, but now you don't know. Let's come down here. I know, but you don't know. So now I come to you to talk, discuss, negotiate, empower, whatever I'm going to do, and I have information you don't have. And you ask me for that information. I say, oh, I don't have that information. What happens in this relationship? By the way, this is called the private self, because I have information you don't have. What happens if you continually come to work with me and I withhold or I keep information to myself? What happens over a period of time? Bingo. Every single time. Trust breaks down. You don't trust me. No, I don't have that information. Tom, I know you have that information. Okay? So anytime, so let's take that same shoe now and put it on the other foot. Let's go to the upper right-hand corner. Upper right-hand corner. Now, you know, but I don't. And so I ask you, and I don't get any information. This is called the blind spot. And over a period of time, when I know you have information, and I know you won't share it with me, I'm going to end up not trusting you. Tom, you don't seem to trust me. Well, you don't give me the whole playing field. You only give me part of it and expect me to be, not going to do. Now down here in the lower right, here's where you and I, well, the very first time we meet, I don't know, you don't know. So this is the unknown. I don't know about you, you don't know about me. So I would suggest to you that the journey is from when I don't know you and you don't know me, up here till we both know. Now, in the journey from lower right to upper left, I'm going to first go here or here. If I talk first, so now you are going to know more about me than I know about you. But I got us to do some very quick little sharing of information about ourselves. Why did I want that? Oh, so I know background, a little bit about what's going to be the context you're listening in. So we'll move towards one or the other, but the goal is really to get to here. Two skill sets are involved in getting to the public self. Skill set number one, disclosure. So if I disclose, if I'm willing to share, then the you know opens up, right? So you're going to know more about me. Now, if all I do was disclose, well, I'm going to end up in, down here. So now, the other one. How do I open up the I know window? How do I get more information? The other skill set we got to get is feedback. And coaching is an awful lot about feedback. Okay? Feedback. I'm your boss. You report to me. See, everybody understands feedback. We know what. We're not very good at how. Here's my example. My window's pretty closed because I haven't gotten any feedback, so there's a whole bunch of stuff I don't know. So I go off to a class and I find out that I don't know very much, and I come back and I assemble you, my team, and say, you know, it's become apparent to me that I haven't gotten as much feedback as I want. So in that class I learned I need to get feedback. So let's start right here today. I would appreciate if you give me some feedback in a way that I can become a better leader for you. Now somebody's brave. There's always a brave person, so they kind of hang on a little bit and they go like this. And somebody goes, well, Tom, sometimes you seem to have a held position and you don't listen very well. And here's my response. That's baloney. Now, I'm trying to be serious. Feedback session's over, isn't it? So how do you get feedback? So how do you do disclosure? There's an appropriate and inappropriate way. If you've ever been with somebody, they tell you more than you want to know, you kind of go, whoa, enough already. I don't think I need to know all this. So what's appropriate? And how do you give people feedback? 2 skill sets we're going to work on. So let me show you. I like this slide. This slide's exciting. So I'm going to work on disclosure. Woo, did you see that happen? So I come and I disclose, and look at that. Woo, we open that window up. And then I come to you and I get some feedback. So I move that line. Look how big the public box is. Because I did both. But what happens if I only do one? So here, this is way up here. So I haven't opened you up, so I haven't done any disclosure. But I got a lot of feedback, so that line's way over. It moved all the way over. So I'm in my private. Or here, I did a lot of disclosure, so that moves this line way down here because I opened up that window, but I didn't get any feedback. Now I'm in my blind. So one of the things, if you come to a relationship where trust is involved, there's a breakdown of trust. Take it to the bank. Somebody's in the private and somebody's in the blind. So there were 2 of you that work in HR quite a bit. Is that true? Where you bump into people where one person has more or less information than the other one? Which creates the flyby, the misunderstanding? Well, they should ask me if they don't know. I always love that one. Well, how am I supposed to ask if I don't even know what I don't know? Well, you're supposed to be professional. See all that attack stuff coming out? And that's when somebody does that stuff. I'm going to whisper because this is a secret one. When somebody does that stuff, that tells you they don't know how to do it. So they're going to lay the blame for it someplace else. Why would I get mad at somebody who doesn't know how to do it? Why do you think you get frustrated with me? They don't know how to do it, and I force them to make themselves vulnerable and do it anyhow. So we're not going to be going there. So we've got 2 skill sets to work on very quickly here. We're going to work on disclosure. That's going to be our first one.